Welcome. Incoming message.
This is the May Contain Action podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
3, 2, 1, 0. All systems active.
Welcome to episode 54 of the May Contain Action podcast. This show is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below the belt grooming. Goodness gracious, you got to warm up a little bit, I guess. Manscaped offers a great plum shaving experience as always. I am host number 2, Trevor May, aka I am Trevor May on the internet, and I am joined as always by my friendly friend.
You're gonna say neighborhood Spider-Man? What was gonna follow that?
No idea, dude. Paul's here, ActionJaxon, host number 1. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm here. Friendly friend here. Paul, ActionJaxon. Hello, Trevor.
I was gonna say friendly neighborhood ghost. I have no. You're Casper now. I don't know.
Yay.
I do not know. Oh my god.
For those that
funny.
don't know, but you're gonna call me Casper Incredible. For those that don't know, that yay that just went off is PM has control now over a soundboard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you didn't hear that wrong. Someone watching this like, did I get a donation? What the frick was that? Is the yay sound that PM has control over. So
And there's going to be several of them, so don't be surprised.
God help us all.
Quickly, stop being surprised by anything we do on this pod, especially when we mess up the intro, like every single time. It's like we need to start going lee li lo la like they do before the news.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we need to do that. Got to actually warm up our voices and our brains.
It's honestly, it's not a bad idea. We should probably do that.
There's a reason they do it. Or everything would sound like we do right now. All right. Well, I took out the ornament thing. I was going to hit that, but it's not even here. So what do you want to be on the pod? And you may have heard in the last couple episodes that we have. Actually, what was it, last week? Last week was the first time we actually had the audio on, and fortunately, we figured out that whole system, so we're going to have that every week. Yep. But if you want to be on the podcast, you can now text or call in and leave a message or a text message. We have gotten 0 text messages, so seriously, if you guys are like, I don't want to hear my own voice,
come on, dude.
Text us.
Text us.
Text this number, this Oregon number. Sorry, it was the only thing available. 503-908-9526. No, it is not a plumbing company. It is the podcast. That is 503-908-9526. Leave a message. And, if you got a great question or want to give a shout out or whatever, we would love to hear what you have to say. And if it's a troll thing, it's never going to see the light of day. So don't even think about it.
Don't even bother. Okay.
We could talk about us all day, but you know why you're all here. We have an amazing guest. Today, we are joined by YouTuber, vlogger, father, creator extraordinaire. Let's get a warm MCA welcome for our friend, Clintus. Clintus is here, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Clintus. Hey, man.
How you doing?
Very good, dude. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Dude, your background is immaculate. There's just
better.
There's lights and it just looks like very zen though.
Work in progress.
Oh my gosh. Your
behind all this junk right behind me. There's a pile of junk right behind me.
Just can't see any of it. Can't see any of it. Not even there.
I actually just moved. We bought a house in late last year, so we're still moving. So I still got like my last bit of my stuff is behind me. It's strategic.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Okay, very good. So I just actually watched one of your recent vlogs for like New Year's, and so that's your new house that you're in.
Yep.
Very, very cool, man. Awesome. Congratulations on the new house.
Thank you.
It is a nightmare buying a house. So
especially this last year was rough.
I don't know how you found one. I think they're all gone.
Yeah, they do. They go fast.
Everyone's locked in their houses right now. Yeah, you can't get one from under anybody right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a seller's market. If you're selling your house, now's a good time to sell. But if you're a buyer, it's rough.
Oh yeah. Our house artificially inflated by like $30,000, and I was like, honey, we could sell this thing at a profit, but then we wouldn't have anywhere to live. So
Yeah, what we actually did was we sold our last house and we just rented while we looked for the next house because we didn't want to rush from one to the next one because the last house we bought we were only there for a couple of years and we're kind of like this wasn't the right fit, so we didn't want to make a mistake again. So we rented pretty much the last like year and a half and slowly found the next house, and this one just kind of fell in our lap. It was like perfect, so we got lucky.
Oh, that's freaking amazing. Yeah, I feel bad because I actually had overall, like before the pandemic, we bought our house, but a pretty good experience. Like buying a house was very stressful, and I haven't been that angry in a long time. But we found the house that we wanted and put one offer in and got accepted. So it was like, I don't know, it was pretty easy.
That's nice. Yeah, that's lucky.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
That depends on the market a lot of times. Like,
oh yeah,
up here, man, they're like, hey, do you want this house? You're like, yeah. They're like, all right, you got to pay us $20,000 more than we're asking, and in cash right now in a suitcase. You're like, excuse me, because we got a guy in China who's willing, and I'm like, what?
Just drive across the bridge and chuck the suitcase out the side of the window as you drive by.
Yeah, exactly.
No, sir, I cannot do that. No,
you're gonna meet a guy named Tom at the back of a Colonial laundromat. He's gonna take you to the Whopper layer.
To the Whopper layer. Nice, dude. We don't do Dan Cook jokes.
We don't do it enough. I'm glad you got it.
You got to be at least 30 to know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure Dan Cook's like, what, 68 now?
You tried your best. Dan Cook has got to be 57. I don't know. He's got to be.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's like surprisingly way older than we think he was. You know, like Eminem's like 55, and
Eminem is so old. I feel like we're on a tangent. I'm sorry. But I just watched a YouTube video today for his song Monster, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he's got like this beard and like he's
old.
He's just older. And I'm not gonna
hot in like 2001, he was 30.
Dude. Oh wow.
He was 10 years older than every other rapper.
Damn.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Because he just seems so old.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Insane.
Yeah, his daughter Haley's like our age. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's happening.
She's a full-grown woman. Yeah,
it's wild. Well, speaking of being super old, Clintus, we want to get to no.
Great way to start, bro. Come on, man.
You want to insult our guests right off the bat, dude?
It's right there in my face.
Right there in my face.
Paul can't go 10 minutes without bringing it up. So who are we?
No. It's really because I have existential fear about getting older and my body falling apart. But it's not about me and my fears. Clintus, we want to get to know you. Obviously, that's why we're here. So tell us a little bit about your background, your history, starting off with your name, Clintus. Where does that come from? Where did you pick that up as a name? And what was your first name in the, I don't know, the internet space, video game world?
So Clintus McGintis was a nickname that I got in college. I was with a friend of mine / mentor. I was a intern for the NT department at the college I went to, and we were watching the Highlander trilogy. At the time, it was just 3 movies. Now there's like 5 or 6 of them in 2 series and something like that. But we were watching the Highlander movies, and so the next day back at school, we were talking, and then he, like, as he walked out, he's like, "I bid you a good day, Clintus McGintis of the Clan McGintis," like just being a smart ass or something.
Yeah.
And then he just started calling me Clintus. Like every time he saw me, everyone was like, "What's Clintus?" He was like, "Oh, it was like an inside joke for a while." Yeah. And this was my senior. So it was like 2004. So Friendster, I think, was the only thing out back then.
Friendster.
I don't know if you guys remember that one. Yeah.
My goodness.
And MySpace was next. But
yeah.
I don't know. It was just Clintus McGintis because it's like a name. So when I started signing up for things, I started putting that in there instead of like my real name, because I was like, oh, it's like a name, Clintus McGintis.
Yeah. Okay.
And so for a long time, it was just everything was Clintus McGintis, like even like, the .com / or whatever service I was on. Yeah. And then when branding kind of became more of a thing, I just dropped the McGintis and it just was just Clintus. For gaming, prior to that, my PlayStation name was Flaco Grande. Which so I worked in a Mexican food restaurant. I worked in a Mexican food restaurant for many years, and I'm 6'4". I weigh 165 pounds. I'm a pretty slim guy.
Yeah.
So all the cooks would call me Flaco, and so it was just Flaco. And I worked for a laser tag company for over one summer, and you had to have like a call sign, and so I was Flaco Grande, big skinny, big slim. and that was my call sign for laser tag. And so when I signed up for PlayStation to play Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
I signed up as Flacco Grande. So I was Flacco Grande for a long time on PlayStation, and then it wasn't until I started doing YouTube that I switched to Clintus Games as my like gamer tag.
Oh, okay.
And eventually became Clintus.
I think
Interesting.
Flacco Grande would have worked.
I think it would have
That'd
worked
been great.
really well.
Branding for sure.
Oh my gosh, you could have been Flacco for. Oh yeah, no, that's easy branding. Flacco Grande. No one's got that. No shot anyone has that anywhere.
Yeah,
it sounds good. Rolls off the tongue. Flacco Grande.
To be honest, Clintus is pretty good too, though. So I mean,
No. Compared to Flacco Grande, Clintus doesn't hold a match, dude. There's no way. Flacco Grande. People would be like, "Oh my gosh, are you Mexican?" You're like, no, it's Irish.
I just eat a lot of tacos.
no, I'm Irish. I just I just like Mexican food. It's delicious. I love it.
Also, that's amazing that you're 6. You said 6'4", 165.
Yeah, 170. I float around 170. I haven't, I don't leave the house much these days, so I've lost pretty much all my muscle. I pull a muscle like lifting my G Fuel. I'm like, oh shit.
Is that what it is? Because I feel like I'm constantly in a state of like relative pain, and I think it's because I just haven't moving my body because I don't go anywhere. I go up and downstairs and sit down.
Yeah, the most exercise I get is I go for walks to listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it. I don't go anywhere else. But where we just moved, there is a gym not too far away. So like now I got no excuses. I can just like walk to a gym. So I just need to start doing it. That's all.
I'm very good.
My home gym. My home gym is now. Yeah, you get the whole athlete thing go, but like it is not a real home gym. I just have a 6x6 mat in the middle of the garage, and a bunch of randoms. Like I have one of those gorilla bows. Have you seen the gorilla bows on Instagram? It's just like it looks like a bow and arrow.
Oh yeah,
yes. Resistance bands. That's my bench. And then I got those like the weights that you can adjust the weight or whatever on the shelf.
Dude,
lots of resistance bands and a net to throw into. I'm literally playing catch with myself from 30 feet away. It's great. It's great. COVID's awesome. I'm really excited about it.
You have if I ever see anything appear as an ad on Instagram, there's a 50-50 chance you've bought it.
There's a really good chance, yeah.
Like, it's just everything. It was like, do you have MeUndies?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you do. Okay, so you have MeUndies. You have Allbirds. I remember you had Allbirds before.
Now those were a miss. There's a lot of hits with me, but those were a miss because they only went up to 14s and my toes were popping out of them. So I really tried to make them work too. I gave them I was just jamming my feet in there. I'm like, they're just so soft. It's fine. It's worth it. And then I just take them off. I'm like, oh gosh, so much better when they're not on. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be wearing these. Actually, I think that's what they're telling me. But I'm like, but Instagram, I have to keep up.
Oh, Bomba socks. That's true. Bomba socks. Do you have those?
I don't have Bomba socks, no.
Oh, no way.
But I have worn them, but that was just from baseball. For whatever reason, they love Bomba socks.
Oh my goodness.
I've actually the only thing I've ever bought on Instagram, I bought a shirt for a friend of mine. That was it. Like,
there you go.
I see a ton of ads, but I never seen. You know what I'll do is I'll see something on Instagram and then I'll go to like Amazon and actually like search for like other. Like I'll search for that and find other brands. I'm like, oh, this one looks better. I'll buy this one. So I don't actually buy it through Instagram, but
nice. Okay, there you go. It's kind of. Yeah, Trevor's just like, as soon as he sees the swipe up on an ad, he's like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course I'm buying that. Just immediately.
There's shorts called Legends. I love them.
Oh my gosh. I bought a pair of shorts on Instagram. They ripped in 2 days. So I was like, learn my lesson. I'm pretty sure they were backwards
another one
as well.
Called 10,000. Amazing. They're great quality. 10,000 Legends.
I've seen 10,000. The shorts I bought, I don't know if anyone else has this problem. So I'm a gentleman of, well, actually, I think Trevor does. Clintus does so much. Large thighs, and I have a huge ass.
Yep.
And
I got a donk, dude.
And I bought these shorts, and I think they put them on backwards because like the zipper and everything was like in the front, right, and the buttons in the pockets. But I think it was facing the wrong direction because I had all this junk space. Like whoever designed these was like, I gotta have room for my anaconda in the front here, so I just gotta put all this extra material, and then in the back there was like nothing. So just
like they were backwards.
It was exactly. It was like super tight on my cheeks. But like my junk was just like in a summer breeze. It was just out and about. There is this a terrible purchase.
Dude, you were just swinging and missing. That algorithm is not working well on you, man.
It's not hitting for me.
In the front, and there's just flat in the back.
It's exactly what it was. And I was like, I actually put them on backwards just to make sure. And I was like, this is no better. What to feel.
The worst.
But my pockets are all backwards. It was a nightmare.
That's awesome.
I told myself never
again.
again.
You just kept them. You're like, you know what? I'm too lazy to send these back.
Oh, I was not about to go through the return policy of whatever that freaking shady ass company was that sent me backward shorts. No. That was not going to happen.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out
the L.
Instagram's just not your place, man. That place is just not. It's not ActionJaxon.
No.
Quality, man.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm holding up the pot. I don't care. I'm gonna tell one more. So another thing, I was like, maybe I'll give it one more shot. I'm big into nerd stuff. There was this one thing, an ad that came up, and it was like, hey, it's the holiday season, and we have a bunch of lightsabers. And I was like, I like lightsabers because I'm a huge nerd. They're like, just pay for shipping, and it will send you this surplus of generic lightsaber. I was like, yeah, generic, whatever, but it's $20. $20. Like, whatever. I never got the lightsaber. I never got a tracking number. I never got an email. They just took my $20 and they're just like, all right, bye.
You just got straight up scammed on Instagram.
I got straight scammed on Instagram basically twice. They sent me butt front shorts and then I had $20 just stolen from me.
Butt front.
What is wrong with it? Anyway, Legends is great. Can we talk about one positive thing? And I'm just looking at the stream, and I'm going to do this on stream because I think I was going to ask you before, but we got into the pod too fast. But I'm going to ask you right here live on stream because I think someone else who's listening or watching might be helped by this.
Okay.
Clintus, what camera do you have?
Oh yeah.
This is the Sony A6000.
You have the 6000.
Nice.
Paul's got the 6400, and I have the 6500. Okay, so the lenses are universal, which is great. What lens are you using right now?
The default one that came with it. There's no swap out or anything. This is the one that came with it.
You must be closer to me. I think your camera's just closer to you than mine is to mine because I'm using mine too. But Paul's a different one.
Yeah, I have a different one.
Which one do you have, Paul?
Sigma 16mm contemporary.
16 millimeter.
16 millimeter. Yep.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, 16.
I think my camera's the distance that yours is from you, and yours is better. It's a wide angle. So
mine's about 4 feet away from me.
When it's the distance that Clintus is from it, when it's that distance, you get enough of the wide angle that it's nice to the back, but it's not like mine's like right now. You see me. It's 70% background.
Yeah,
right? I need it to be about 40% background.
You look like a hobbit. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about that, but you do get a great thing of the neon. Anyway, I'll lock that away. So anyone looking for lenses, try those. Okay, cool, awesome. We're moving on. So back to your nickname, Flacco.
Yeah.
And you worked at a Mexican restaurant, you said.
Yep.
Do you have a lot of? How many? Did you like work fast food a lot when you were younger, or just is that like your only one?
No, I worked in a restaurant just from like just barely 15, almost 16, and then all the way until I was 21, 22. I worked in the same restaurant. They had 4 locations. It's a mom and pop family owned restaurant here in Phoenix.
Nice.
And they had 4 locations, and I eventually worked at all 4 locations because I moved when I went to college to Tempe, and they have 2 locations, one in Ahwatukee and one in Chandler. So I would just commute and go work at all of them. And over the course of like the 6.5 years I was there, I worked every single position. So I started off as like a host, and I'd seat you when you first came in the door and hand you your menus and stuff like that. Have a nice meal.
Mm-hmm.
And they were short bussers for about a month that I bussed tables. And then I was a food runner for a couple of years. And my senior year in high school, I was like, I feel like cooking. You guys got any cooking positions available? They're like, yeah, sure. So I went back there and learned how to cook.
Nice.
Worked like the flat grill, the flat iron. And then when you turn 19 here in Phoenix, you can serve alcohol. So you can legally like be a bartender or a server, that serves beer and spirits and stuff. So I turned 19 and became a server, and that's where the real money is. And so
for sure,
started serving. And then when I moved for college, I still continued to serve for another year or two. And then like I was 20, almost 21. They asked me to be a manager. So I was the youngest like floor manager in like the company's history at the time. And I was a night shift manager. So I was there like from 4 to like 2 when the bar closed and sort of thing, which was cool at first. And then as
Yeah.
school progressed on, and I was in my last couple semesters where I literally had to take these classes to graduate. It was like 6 a.m. one day and then like 6 p.m. the next day. And I'm like, I can't do this 2 a.m. stuff anymore. So I went back to serving just to finish out college. And then after that, after I graduated college, I was like, I kind of want to, we bought our first house and it was like really far. And I was like, I don't want to drive. I'm time to change it up a little bit. So I worked at a barbecue place for a little bit, maybe 8 months or so. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with restaurants. I want to try something different. And then kind of just from there, I went to retail and I was working on movies because I got a degree in video production. And so I was like,
oh, that's
we know.
I was working on movies. I was trying to work on movies and stuff. So I was working I worked at Home Depot for a couple months, and then I got an offer to work at a studio here locally.
Oh,
so
awesome!
That job to go work for the studio, and then 3 months later, the studio closed up, and I was like,
never mind.
Yeah. Oh. No.
Holy crap, man! You've been all over the place.
You've done it. Yeah. I thought that story was going to end with like, yeah. So then I worked my way up. So then I owned the company, and then and then I sold it. And then, decided, and then I've just been living off that money since then. So I was just like,
YouTube and living off that taco money.
I sold it for $28.5 million, and here we are. I thought, that's not everyone's story. I didn't, well, that's a lot of experience.
Really
I'll tell you one thing. I've, you know what? How many jobs I've had in my life? One. I went straight from high school to baseball, and I've been doing that for 15 years. So when I hear all this stuff, I'm like, I you know what? You two developed a lot more social skills than I did. Okay, I'm missing integral parts of my personality because I never had to serve anyone or do anything or deal with people who are just irrational. I never got to do that, and you do learn some stuff, even though it's awful at the time. At least in the later, you're like, well, at least I learned how to handle it.
Yeah, Clintus did the double whammy. You did food service right into retail, which is just like I've said this, and I'm going to say it until I'm an old man, and I feel like they should mandate somehow that you have to work at least 1 year of food service or retail. You can choose either one. You have to do one of them so that you know what it's like to be in that situation. So you have a little bit of respect for those people, because there's people that haven't, and they're just complete I have been called every name in the book, I feel like, and I just, working in retail, you don't get treated like less than a human anywhere else. You are a thing, and you serve a purpose, and that is it. You're not even a human being. The moment I take off the Apple shirt, they're like, "Oh, frick!" You're like a person. It's crazy. You put it back on, they're like, "Fix my phone, slave!" Just throw it at you.
Dude,
you owe me.
Yeah, food service was, I think food service was more rough just because people order stuff and they sometimes don't realize what they're ordering. They read it wrong, or they have this assumption that
I can imagine, especially in a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and you're like, I ordered this. I'm like, yep, that's what you ordered. They're like, oh, I thought it was this. I'm like, nope, that's this thing. That's it's called this, right? You ordered a chimichanga. That's a deep fried burrito with sauce and sour cream and guac. What you really wanted was a fundito. That's So
Fundito? What?
Oh, dude, Funditos. That's so there's other names for, I'm sure, but basically what they do is it's grilled meat with jalapeno cream cheese, deep fried, and then cheddar cheese with more cream cheese on top of that, melted.
What?
It's like a heart attack.
How am I just finding out about that?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Southwest, man. Okay, so you grew up Southwest. So and you've listened to the pod before. You've mentioned, so
yes.
This is the time that we need the food. We got to know the go-to food. You like gaming, you like computers, and so what growing up, what was it?
Better be Funditos.
Funditos, yeah. Well, so when I worked at the restaurant, I would eat literally every day I worked there. Usually when I get in, and then when I'd leave. So I'd eat twice a day. Discounted food. No, so I know favorite fast food is it's probably Taco Bell. It's the one that we eat the most. I know it's a common one.
Yeah,
just because it's the fast food that I go to. But as far as streaming food, gaming food, I'm a big fan of jerky and good beef jerky or beef sticks. I've got just sitting here.
Slim Jims, straight up Slim Jims.
Slim and Jim in it.
Oh no, actual beef. Okay, gotcha.
Oh wow.
Really like these are my favorite candies. Are Sour Punch bites, Sour Punch straws. I love sour gummies.
You just have candy just like around?
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
Right, Mr. Jellybean.
Get out of here.
What's it like, both of you just being Philistines, eating whatever you want?
First of all, he said what, 6'4", 170. I'm 1 inch taller and I outweigh him by 80 pounds. So it's working for one of us.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Just both of you guys, look at your biceps. Just give us a flex. I have a noodle arm.
I'm jacked. Right. You're totally right. He's right. I'm jacked.
Both of you guys, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I store all my fat, is inside the muscle. Not everyone knows that. It's a technique, but you got to put it deep inside the muscle.
Yep.
To hide it. But it's really, it's all look. There's nothing. I couldn't lift a baby with these arms. These are just.
What happened to high school, Paul? You know,
he found Hardee's in Carl's Jr. That's what happened to high school.
Carl's Jr. Hey, I didn't even know those two were the same restaurant until like I was like 25.
Same.
Like,
right? I was like, why are these guys competing with each other? Just
these logos look very similar. They can't do that. They're like, dude, it's the same restaurant. And they're like, oh.
It's like if Taco Bell had like burrito gong. Like, why are there two? Like, just
depending on where in the country you were. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. It was like I looked it up once. It's like a weird story about how it happened. I can't even remember the details.
There's actually a few companies that are like that, like grocery stores. Like here we have Fry's, and other places it's like Ralph's. Like Kroger. Like they're like, if you go to California, it's the same exact story. You're like, oh, wait, this is all the same stuff, but it's a different name. It's like one owns the other, but they didn't want to change the name across the country.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
For a long time, Panera Bread owned, what was it called? Paradise Bakery, I think. And so like we had Paradise Bakery, but Panera, everyone was always about Panera Bread. And we're like, we have Paradise Bakery. Like, oh, that's trash. But it's like the exact same thing. They just didn't change the name until like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they just acquired them.
Yeah, that's interesting. I found out a couple of years ago because Tears' family that live in St. Louis, we drove over there, and Panera Bread over there is St. Louis Bread Company. That's where it came from, or where it started. And so any Panera Bread, quote unquote, that's there is called St. Louis Bread Company, but everywhere else it's called Panera Bread. I thought that was really interesting.
Weird.
You're like, wow, it's like Panera Bread. They're like, yeah, and you go and the menu's exactly the same. You're like, wait. How much?
You're like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Their colors are the same. What's happening? Like it's the same. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird. Business is weird, guys.
Business is weird.
Isn't business weird? We talk about business weird here a lot.
It is very weird. I don't like it at all. Well, so moving on with Clintus. Enough about these funditos, which again blew my damn mind. Did not know that was a thing.
They have different names. Like I said, a lot of Mexican restaurants will have a similar thing. It's a deep fried burrito with jalapeno cream cheese. They call it something else. Like, you know. Yeah. But
dude, jalapeno cream cheese. I'm so sorry. So Clintus, okay, so you're a vlogger, right? You're a vlogger and YouTuber, basically first. That was your first thing, your first gig, as it were. You've been that for quite a long time. You still do vlogs, obviously. I mentioned it earlier. Much of that is recorded content, obviously, that you do ahead of time. When did you first discover live streaming, though, as a platform, as a medium to get content out instead of recording content and then editing and putting it out? When did you first see live streaming? And when did you decide to try it?
Well, the one that I have, let's see here, 2008 is currently still out there. My first Justin TV channel is actually still out there on Twitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's some VODs from 2008. I was at a conference speaking here in Phoenix called PodCamp AZ, and I just threw my laptop up in the corner and was live streaming my talk, and that's still there. It's never got deleted. But before, I'm pretty sure it might have been the same year. I did Ustream. That was like one of the first ones, and then Justin TV. I remember the whole Justin TV, like Justin when he was walking around with a webcam on his hat. Like I remember watching that thing, like it was crazy to watch. And then a friend of mine, Justine, she was the second person to kind of try it. So Justin hooked her up with a laptop and a Sprint card, and she'd walk around in San Francisco. She was, I think, living in LA at the time. I mean, she still does, but she just moved there. So she was like walking around, and wow. So that's kind of when live stream kind of became a thing, because they were just trying out that whole thing.
Let me get this straight. The first two people were Justin and Justine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that. That's funny.
literally was a laptop with a Sprint 3G card, like that stuck out like this far from the side of the laptop.
Wild.
And they threw it in their backpack, and then a webcam literally came up, and Justin had it attached to his hat. Justine, after a while, just threw the webcam on top of her laptop and would walk around with her laptop, and that's how she did it. So that was like 2008, around that time. So I was trying that out. I was daily vlogging, so I was putting a video every day. So I would do live streams periodically. I always was trying to do mobile, but of course, mobile technology wasn't there back then.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But I've tried back then. There was one called Blog TV, which now is called YouNow. That's still a thing, but Blog TV was back then. I did a mobile one called Meerkat and Periscope, and now Periscope is Twitter.
That's right.
And then
Yeah.
YouTube, when YouTube became because before YouTube, you had to have like a separate piece of software like OBS, and all these other platforms you could stream right from the browser. And so it seemed like it was nowadays, everyone uses OBS, but like back then it was like, you have to have a separate app. This is stupid. Like, why wouldn't you just, fire up the .com?
Yeah.
So when YouTube allowed you to stream right from the browser, I started doing like live chats or live Q&As on my vlog channel, like Friday nights. And so I would just stream right from on my YouTube channel and talk to my audience or my community there. And when the vlog channel was up and running and doing this thing, I created my gaming channel, started doing gaming videos. And that's when I started getting more into gaming. I started playing Destiny. And when they did one of their reveals, they brought on these streamers to their studio to show off the new gameplay. And I didn't realize that people were like streaming their games. I thought it was just YouTube. You just recorded your gameplays and that was it. So I find Twitch and I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like, you can actually watch these guys play. You can talk to them. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I found Twitch. So I started streaming from my PlayStation. That's how I started. Like, my first started streaming was I just streamed from my PlayStation. And that was 2014, I think. Okay. And then YouTube Gaming was announced.
Yeah.
And so I was streaming. I was just starting to dabble with Twitch, and when they announced YouTube Gaming, I was like, "Oh, sick! I've got like 40,000 subs on my gaming channel at the time. I'll just stream there. I'll get way more viewers. I'm in my head. I'm thinking like 40,000 subs. I'll get like 1,000 viewers. Like, no big deal." Yeah. So went live when it launched, and then I think I went live to like 40 viewers. I was like, okay. But they didn't have any features. They didn't have anything that Twitch had. It was like literally just you were live streaming your gameplay on a YouTube page with instead of a comment section, it was a scrolling comment section. In fact, when you were done streaming, the chat literally became comments. So you have like a video with like, a few thousand comments, and it was just literally the live chat. So it's very weird.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I streamed on YouTube Gaming for about almost 2 years. I really was a big cheerleader for him. I was rooting for him. I knew the dev team. I was beta testing features. And this was the year, the last year that I was on YouTube Gaming was the year that Twitch Prime came out, and Twitch was just dropping like feature after feature, month after month. And I'm just like, what are you doing, YouTube? Like, come on. Like, And so eventually I, after talking to Twitch a couple times, like PAX East and PAX South, I decided to make the move over to Twitch. And so I've been a partner for almost 4 years on Twitch.
Awesome, dude. Bro, you have... honestly, you could have just made those names up. I named streaming services I didn't even know existed. There was like Face Live and Upside Down Justin TV, and then there was Backwards Face. I didn't know any of that stuff existed, and then you like named all the things it turned into. I was like, oh god, wow,
oh my god, top of the dome with those names, huh, Paul? Holy crap.
I mean, really, just like I'll keep going. I got a bunch. That is great. So you seemed very aware of the streaming environment and the whole streaming, I don't know, ecosystem, I guess. But you didn't see games. And games is the first iteration that I ever saw streaming in. I didn't know people streamed non-gaming stuff. I was the opposite. I was like, when I just saw people just like walking around or just chatting, I was like, whoa, revolutionary. What are they doing? Like, this is crazy. So I was the exact opposite.
Basically where I came from. So like even like the just chatting, the IRL streams that we have now, that's basically live vlogging, which is where I came from. And like I said, I would sit in like just talking to a camera, like I'm talking to you guys right now, talking to my chat room, like people do now, and just chatting. So, and it was funny because when I moved to Twitch, they were like, because originally, I have Clintus TV and I had Clintus Games, right? So one was vlogging, one was gaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to continue doing like the just chatting, IRLs on Clintus TV. And I just want to do my gaming stuff. And of course, as we know, Twitch is like, we want exclusivity. And at first I was kind of like against that. I was like, I don't know, man, I don't want to sign a contract and like have to do all live over here. I just want to do the gaming stuff over here. And so when I moved over and it was like all live, it was like, okay. And then I think that was the year that the IRL directory became a thing, and they started really kind of pushing that. And so it was very natural for me to just do the IRL stuff. In fact, I bought an IRL backpack, the Gun Run.
Oh,
IRL
no
backpack.
way.
Yeah.
And so I love that. I can't wait to get back to that. It's the perfect season here in Phoenix to do it, but it's like there's nowhere to go. You can't go do anything, and so it's kind of rough. But yeah, that's I love that stuff.
Dude, that's so freaking cool.
They need to give me an IRL backpack that I can plug into my laptop.
Oh, I have.
No.
That's actually a really good idea. You would make a lot of good content with that. That's actually a 200 IQ.
They've actually, I've talked to Twitch a bunch of times about it. So this year might be the year to do it too, with
Okay.
New York and everything. So maybe.
Oh, dude, it'd be awesome to like for you to like obviously you get permission to where you can go, but like if you just like walked around the guts of a stadium and the locker rooms and like behind the scenes stuff live, that'd be so awesome. And I know I've done it because I've streamed. I got press access to Supercross, which is indoor, motocross, motorcycles racing. I've gone through State Farm Stadium here in Phoenix or Glendale, and I've gone through and shown like the track. I've walked the track live, like while I'm streaming, and where the bikes and mechanics are and stuff like that. So I know the reception's good enough. If you get the good modems from like a service like Unlimited IRL, it'll work. You could totally walk around the stadium. Obviously, you'd have Wi-Fi too, but that'd be awesome. I think
It wouldn't hold up. Trying to go on Wi-Fi. I've tried to do that kind of stuff too, just on Instagram Live or something. And but yeah, I've messed around a lot. I'm trying to become really good friends with the PR department. So, the twins were different than I can already tell, like how we're gonna make how all in on making external content outside off not on the field stuff around the team. It's just going to be they're a little bit more. There's a little more assets here, or a little bit more thinking about it that way. So, my big thing, and this is something I'm super excited to have you on, because you said you vlog and you go public places, sitting down for a meal and having a camera in front of you. And Paul mentioned, when we were streaming, we were talking about it, remember? And he was just like, I've never been more self-conscious than when I had a camera in front of my face talking to it in an airport.
Gosh, dude,
and I'm very much a similar way. Like, is that something naturally, like just kind of going and kind of being kind of comfortable out? Was that something that you like naturally felt good about, or did you have like kind of an anxiety with it where you had to kind of push through it and be like, I like doing this and this is for that, and then it kind of just got comfortable over time?
Yeah, it was more over time. But also like when I first started, I mean, my family and friends were like, "What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Like, what is Twitter? Who cares you're eating pizza, right?" Like, because I joined Twitter in 2006, so like think about where you were in 2006, right? Like
Absolutely.
So doing these
puberty.
Things, doing these things, it's like people are like, what are you doing? So when I first started vlogging, it was very much isolated to our house, and I got 2 kids, and my son literally was born on YouTube. Like his birth, the whole day of his birth, aside from the graphic stuff, is probably one of the oldest birth videos on YouTube to this day.
Holy crap, man!
Before HD, right? It's like black bars on the sides, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the early days, it was like I was dad mode. My channel's always been like me, what's going on with me at this time, right? So it was before kids, with kids, and now like I have teenagers, and so it was very easy to just record what my kids were. I'm going to go to the park. We're going to go to the arcade. We're going to go to, pizza, whatever. And so it's easy to record your kids because everyone's like, oh, you're taking pictures of your kids. No big deal, right?
Yeah.
What I found the most difficult was when I was talking to a camera when there was only like one person around. Because then I felt like their eyes were on me.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that before.
Yeah. People, or, I'd walk down walk through a sea of people. That's don't care.
Yeah.
And in the early days, glasses helped. I'd wear sunglasses because then I was like, as soon as I made eye contact with somebody, it was over. As soon as I made eye contact with you, I was like, fuck, they saw me. They see me.
You
Shit.
have to leave. Yeah. You're like, and we're going somewhere else. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
So wearing the sunglasses would definitely, like, they didn't know I was looking at them. So it's like I could literally be like staring at them while I'm vlogging, but they don't know that. So I'm just like talking. I'm just gonna keep vlogging. They can't see me. You know, like that's how it started.
Okay.
But then, like, you know, a few years ago, YouTube became a thing, and everyone would be a YouTuber. So if I was vlogging in public, it was almost like, "Are you a YouTuber? What's your channel name? Who are you? What's going on?" Like, kind of thing, right? So it became way more social acceptable. Now I see people. I'd say once a month. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, but once a month back 2019, I'd probably see at least somebody talking to a camera, whether it's a camera or their phone. You know, they're doing Instagram Live, they're doing stories. You know, now it's like just normal for people to talk to the cameras or talk to themselves. You'd see people walking around with DSLRs with the big fucking like Joby things.
Oh,
you know,
huge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just more common now. It's not even a big deal. Like I said, if anything, if they see you, they're like, "Are you a YouTuber? Are you a vlogger?" Or when I'm walking with my backpack, like people know what the backpack is. They see the cable with the camera. They're like, "Are you live? Are you on Twitch, bro? What's up, dude?" You know?
Yeah,
That's
So
cool. Yeah,
now
I
it's
guess
now it's more acceptable.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Like if someone were out walking around and like a camera crew was following them, you would assume that they're doing something. Be like, are
Yep.
you important? Right? Like that's a weird question. I think that gets asked sometimes. Is like, hey, I know you don't. I don't know who you are, but like I'm assuming you're important. Like just be based on the people that are around you. I've seen that happen.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess
Yes.
I don't know. People ask me like, "Hey, dude, why don't you do vlogs?" Like Trevor Bauer is kind of leading the charge in baseball with like actually filming himself with the camera and stuff. And it's just like I'm just like it's just not my style. I want to be in my room by myself and like imagine you guys as a number and not actually 100 people sitting in front of me because that's different. Even though I kind of like that too. But like when it feels like it's like you said, it's the eye contact. Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is kind of extension of this question. This is kind of unplanned too, but I'm just you are kind of an authority on the subject. Do you feel like it sounds like the vlog, like kind of building a channel around vlogging, like day to day stuff, is definitely kind of especially now, probably a long play, right? Like it really takes commitment to like build that. This is what this channel's about. So that the consistency is in the type of content, not in the actual thing happening. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
100%.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, for sure. And honestly, the hardest part is the algorithm because every vlog is different, right? Like one day you're traveling, the next day you're just hitting around your house, maybe you're cooking, and then the next day you're doing something with your kids or you're doing like a home improvement project. Like every vlog is different, and the only thing that binds them is maybe like the title, like, you know, like Clintus TV is in every title, every description or every title. So that's the only common denominator. And I still see that to this day. Like if it's a video with like my son in it, it gets way more views than if my daughter's in it or like on the thumbnail, or if it's just me in the thumbnail, like because we have a much more younger, like boy demographic, right? Because he played basketball for many years. And we rode dirt bikes. I still ride dirt bikes. So we got a lot more of a male demographic. Yeah. And specifically younger boys, because the basketball videos just did really well for us. And so anytime I did a basketball video, they'd get like 2 or 3 times more views. And I've tested this. I'll like the video will be about 100% something about me and my wife that we're doing. But like the one shot that my son's in there, I'll use that as the thumbnail and title it, and it'll get way more views. And it has nothing to do, you know, I mean, I don't clickbait. I never clickbait with a lie. I always like, I'll clickbait, but I never lie to the audience. I'll never like totally
in there.
Yeah.
It's just, 14 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The thing will be
the title could be more about me, but I put him in the thumbnail and it gets more views. So just, there's still that.
That's how they work. That's what thumbnails are for. That's just like it's humans, guys. That's how we react like that. Don't get mad at it. If
it's clickbait and it's a lie, that's one thing.
That's
like, if like just straight a lie. But if it's in there, like honestly, it's kind of the way it goes. Like you just kind of have to. Like the algorithm forces you to do that because you need people to watch it the whole way through. You need to hit a certain amount, and that's how it works. Like that's how you click it. So
yeah, and I always use the analogy. I'm big on analogies, and it sucks because sometimes they're horrible, but that's just how my brain works.
I love it. Yeah.
But like you go to the supermarket and you're in the checkout line and you're like standing there waiting to put your stuff on the line, and you look over and there's the magazines, the tabloids, and it's like Elvis seen walking around Vegas with baby alien, and you're like, what the fuck? And you pick it up and it's like an Elvis impersonator with like literally like a baby Yoda, and you're like, oh motherfucker, I got but they already got your money, like you bought it. So,
exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of like how it is. Like they didn't lie to you, but you're an idiot. You bought it anyways. So
exactly. Yeah. And when you're in a sea of tabloids, you kind of like got to stand out somehow. So yeah,
exactly. But to back to your thing, Trevor, nowadays there's a lot of family vlog channels. When I first started, the Shaytards were like the original family vloggers.
The Shaytards.
Yeah. Shay Carl, he was a comedian. He's a comedian. He's hilarious. He did like skits and parodies with some of his friends, and he was a little overweight, and so he wanted to do this like 30-day challenge, and he was going to vlog himself for 30 days to keep him accountable. Like, hey, this is what I'm eating. This is what I'm having for lunch. Well, after he did it for 30 days, he's like, I'm just going to keep going and see how long I can do this daily vlog thing. And at the time, he had 3 kids. And he's goofy, he's funny, so he's like, doing the crazy dad stuff, and so he was like the original like family vlogger. And him and another friend of ours, Charles Trippy, who has the Guinness Book of World Record for most consecutive daily vlogs. He's a 2-time, like it's gone up twice now.
Wow.
They kind of inspired me to do the daily vlogs. At the time I was doing vlogs, but it would be like 3 one week, 2 the next, 5 the next. So I was like, I'm gonna try this daily vlog thing. And so like, that's how it started. And now fast forward to today, there's like thousands of family daily vlog channels. You got the celebrity like musicians who also vlog, and then because it's like, oh, this is the professional side. It'd basically be like you, Trevor. If you did like a baseball, trivia thing, like you talk about baseball facts or highlight baseball, and then you did like, here's what I'm cooking for lunch, and here's where I'm going shopping, and here's my vacation videos. Like people want to see the behind the scenes stuff.
I definitely got that in the works.
Yep.
Nice. There you go.
It's going to do well. It'll do well. People want to see, people of notoriety. Now, if you're an average Joe and you're trying to daily vlog, that's the part that's really hard, because again, the algorithm is not going to help you at all until you have a video that kind of takes off. And then you have to play the YouTube game. Okay, this video took off. This video is about basketball. So now I have to do more basketball videos. If you do anything but basketball, it's not going to do well, and it's actually going to hurt your channel. And that's the part that people don't understand is once you find a good thing going, you've got to ride that wave. And that's why you see like the last person to touch this thing gets $10,000. The last person to let go gets, because that was the trend and everyone just started doing that. And then all of a sudden, all your channels are doing the exact same video content. And that's why.
And then it switches.
Yep.
Anyone that we've interviewed on this podcast that has any type of lengthy YouTube experience understands to like a scientific degree how the YouTube algorithm works. I didn't know any of that stuff. I had no idea that's how it worked or that you need to do that. Because I would have like occasionally a video that would hit on YouTube, and I was like, that was weird. Anyway, I'm gonna keep doing like the rest of my I don't know how to capitalize on that or what that means.
So fascinating.
Or you'll just have a video from 3 years ago that just hits, and you're like, the hell happened? I have no idea. All that's very, very interesting to me.
I had a very weird YouTube experience actually, because I do have a Trevor May baseball channel. It has like educational baseball videos that I edited myself. To be honest, having 2 channels at the amount of content I make, I don't have like I don't play or I don't record enough stuff to have 2 channels really. So it's like I'm reducing video on the gaming one or the gaming kind of funny brand one, and then the baseball like only like this is my baseball life side. Is going to get more attention. But I had a weird video. I posted it, and it was like a guy made me a cool 25-second like hype video for the season. Just like he made me a cool video that he like put some time into, and that's what he does. He does sports videos and sent it to me. He's like, "Hey man, I would love to work with you in the future. Here's something I made. I thought it was cool." I was like, "Thank you." He's like, "Put it on YouTube. Put it wherever you want. I would just tag me." I was like, "All right." I tagged him, put it up, and I looked the other day, and it got like 12,000 views in the first day. That's way more than I get usually. Like, like 12,000, where'd these come from? And I went and looked at the analytics, and there's I still to this moment have no explanation for what happened. It went somewhere for trending somewhere randomly. And it has like 35% of the views are in Japan. So I was like, some Japanese channel somewhere saw it, thought it was cool, and posted it. I think.
Baseball, yeah.
I think it's what happened. They're the huge baseball fans, but it was like it was vertical because it was for socials, and there's like a mode, right? Like you go look, is it suggested? Is it in the browse feature? Is it where's it come from? And it was like vertical mode, like was the highest, like all the views. I was like, what? I don't even know what that means. So it has to be like on another third party app or something, because I didn't even know that was a feature for YouTube. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know enough. But that was just something that was crazy to me. I was like, oh, well, now I got to make more hype videos about. I don't even know how to repeat this. I don't even know what I did.
What we're saying is, Clintus, we want you to teach us how to YouTube.
Be our sensei. But I can say this really quickly too. I actually been paying attention to Paul's, because I'm when my team and we're working together, because we all want to learn this stuff together. My editor and we all starting to meet regularly and like really talk through planning, getting more in depth storyboarding and stuff, because it's fun. I like kind of trying to make those decisions. It's just something that caters to my brain, I guess. And I use Paul and I use Jen. I look at and we talk about what they do too. And so I've noticed Paul's channel. I've noticed your views have steadily gotten really, really consistent and stuff on your Tarkov, but you've been doing Tarkov very consistently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those views are getting really consistent, and they're slowly climbing up, and you're getting them fat. People are like watching the video faster from when you posted it. That's a great sign, but that tells you I need to keep doing this stuff. And
I can't stop doing it.
YouTube, so many people are on YouTube that like it just takes a while of doing that. Like a while, not a month, not 5 videos, like a lot of videos in a row for a while. Consistency of the same game too. And of course, we play different stuff, and I'm playing all kinds of different stuff, and I understand that there's going to be stuff that comes along with that, but it's really it's just fascinating figuring out how it all works. So and it's I think having someone who's a 15-year vet on YouTube is on the channel. I think we should take advantage of taking your brain.
The thing too is like, again, because I have been doing this for so long, I don't want to say I'm over it, but I definitely have shifted gears, more focused on Twitch, and growing my community there. Because I personally, I get this question all the time. Because again, I still have a very young demographic. Because the videos are obviously evergreen, and they, a 10-year-old will find my videos from like 2014, and then they'll binge watch them all the way up to current, and then they find out that I'm on Twitch, like, hey, what's up? I've watched all your videos, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, buddy? And then they don't know how to talk in a public chat room, and they just kind of like, and you're like
100%.
And then I feel bad because it's like, we're like adults, and I say adult words. I'm family friendly on YouTube. When I started doing the family vlogs and I knew that it was like folks with kids, I don't swear on YouTube. And if anytime it's like a funny comedic, like I'll beep it out just for funny purposes. But when they come to Twitch, like, oh, you cuss, you swear, like what? And I'm like, yeah, dude, this is the unedited version of me. This is, I'm playing video games, I'm live, and my reaction
shatters people's worlds when you.
Oh, for sure. And I feel bad because they come to Twitch to talk to me. They want to talk to me, right? Or they want to talk to my son or my daughter or whatever. Can you go get Bryce? Like, and my mods and my regulars, like, it gets old for them because it's like literally every day a new set of kids come through, right? Like every day. And I feel bad because everyone's kind of jaded at this point, and so it's just kind of like, we give them the short leash, and then it's like, this isn't the right place for you, buddy. Like, go back to YouTube, kind of thing. I've learned over the last couple of years, it's just, this is YouTube, you guys. This is the family friendly version. This is what you want to watch anyways. You don't care about me. You care about my kids, right? So go back to YouTube and watch the kids, watch the videos. So it's definitely a balancing act. But I'm definitely trying to age up my audience. I think like games like Tarkov's definitely helping with that, because kids are like, what game is this? I'm going back to Fortnite, and then they leave. So that's been a struggle, because you look at my numbers, right? Because everyone's looking at numbers like, oh, you got 700 some thousand, you got so many followers. Like, they expect my numbers to be higher. Like, why are you only have so many viewers? Because like, how come your videos don't get so many views? And it goes back to the algorithm and like where it came from. Like, I don't make videos for kids anymore. Like, my kids aren't even in the videos that much because they're teenagers doing their own thing, and they're in school and sports or whatever. And my daughter's going to be driving here any day, and she's not even going to be home anymore, right? Stuff like that. So there's this weird perception that people see when they see a channel with a certain number of followers or subs that you should mean so many views or whatever. And so it's definitely me trying to like it's almost like starting over. You know, I feel like I've started over so many times because I've had to like reset my content for so many years.
It's a
That
huge
is the
shift.
name of the game.
Completely.
Yeah.
You'll see that even within Twitch, where people change games, right? I mean, I experienced what you did to like a lesser degree of switching from Fortnite to Tarkov is complete. Like the audience could not be more different. I happen to prefer the Tarkov audience because again, they're older. We talk about, you know, what I went to Home Depot today and I bought pellets for my smoker, and they're like, oh yeah, I love smoke. Like, you know, there's that conversation where yeah, the kids are just like, hey, come check out my stream, or hey, can we play together? I'm like, I don't know who you are. I can't play with you right now because I don't know who you are. It's terrifying. So yeah, you're right. They don't know how to interact in a chat room, but you're doing that on YouTube as well. So I've experienced doing it on Twitch, and maybe some of our viewers have, but our listeners. But the YouTube transition, because yeah, you have an astounding amount of subscribers on your YouTube. But if you change that content, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're subscribed to someone or not. If they change their content, it's like, well, I'm not gonna watch that video.
Right. And no one, well, I should say nobody, most people don't unsubscribe. They just stop watching.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Inflated number, this distance of subscriber count to view count. And most people just don't even, you know, they don't unsubscribe. They scroll past. And that's another thing too about, again, the algorithm that a lot of people don't understand is like when you upload a video, you know, YouTube gives you a chance, they give you an opportunity to be on someone's browse page. And if enough people, specifically your subscribers, swipe past your video enough times, they stop recommending it to your subscribers. So a lot of people complain that the sub boxes were broken because this video didn't get as many views as it must be sub broken because this video didn't get as many views as my normal videos.
Yeah.
And the reality is, if they'd actually dig on the analytics and look at the content of the video, that video most likely is something they don't normally upload or something out of the ordinary, and their subscribers are not interested in it.
Wouldn't a great program be, this is just top of the dome, for you to archive subscribers? Like for you as the content creator to say, okay, I've changed my content almost completely. I have this inflated number of subscribers. I'm choosing to archive the subscribers. So you hit a button. If you have not watched a video in determined amount of months, years, whatever, you get put on like an archive subscription where your number
100%.
decreases. And because I would still want to be subscribed to someone. Like there's channels I've subscribed to for years that I haven't watched a video of, but I know that I am subscribed to them and can go reference that whenever I want to. So you would have a tab called archive subscriptions. You go like, oh, okay, there it is. Like I've been archived, which you can re-up your sub right there if you want to. But I think that'd be a great idea because then you don't have this, because it's almost worse in a lot of cases.
It
like
is.
I'd rather have half the followers and like have it match my viewers in the same way half the subscribers have it match my views than to have this huge number and like this guy only got 500 views on the video. What the frick happened?
Yeah,
this must be terrible content. Like that's what people assume.
That's kind of what's I am having the issue a little bit with Twitch, because following's free. It's like, especially like if it's not a 1,000 viewer person, like I'm not showing up on the sidebar either on Twitch, like when I'm live for most people, because I just don't because that's organized by number of viewer count. Yeah. And so you know, following's free. Like there's no reason not to follow. So like my following doesn't fluctuate down ever. It just keeps going up, but like the viewership isn't changing much. And not that that's even a thing. It's just once like, say if you're trying to get a sponsor or whatever, when someone looks at your following and then they look at your and they're wondering why the discrepancy, why that percentage of your followers that actually watch is so low. And I'm just like, well, dude, baseball, and I switched teams, and like, you know, I did a giveaway with a buddy who does lots of giveaways on Twitch. I got 30,000 followers in like 4 days. Like 30,000. You know how many people watch of that? Like maybe 10. Right?
It's like almost not worth it. Yeah. Like,
it's like not worth it. And we just put that in so that people that we're following could have another entry into the giveaway. Like that's great. I think that's a great way to do it. I love Gleam is an awesome platform, and I think just like being engaged with you gets them opportunities to win cool stuff they're giving away. That's great. Everyone wins there. Like why? But again, in the back end, the same thing with Twitter. You do that with Twitter, and then you just hemorrhage you've hemorrhaged followers for like 2 months after that. It's just people like, I didn't win, and then they just leave. Which is fine. You just got to understand that's going to happen. So it's like, it's a cool thing seeing it go up really fast. So you got to limit the number of times you do these things. But again, like the Twitch thing, it's like, everyone's like 200,000, followers. Why do you only have 300 viewers? And you're like,
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
don't know.
dude.
I don't know what to tell you. Thank you for bringing it to my attention again for the 55th time today. I appreciate that. And at the same time, like all 300 people here, I love all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for asking me about the hardest hitter I've ever faced. I was waiting for that one. Thank you. I needed that. Bring me back down to earth. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
But we thank you. That was a phenomenal, like, in-depth answer, and I just learned a ton, and that is
Super
the point.
insightful.
That is one of the main points of the podcast. We have a lot of fun here, but we like to give a little insight into like why we vlog too, give an insight. So we're giving insight into the kind of the behind the scenes of this thing. But I did have one last question of this first section, even though we are well into the pod. My wife actually, she listened to last week's episode and she hit me with this, and I thought this was an amazing question. I think that you're gonna have a good answer. So, what's one thing that you used to do, like in your vlogs or your content? What's something you used to do that you look back on now and you're just like, oh God, why'd I do that? It just makes you cringe. Do you have any like funny thing you used to do every episode, or something you used to say that now that you hear yourself say it, you're like, oh God, so bad? Anything pop out at you for that?
Geez.
He's like, no, I'm cool. I've been cool the whole
I
time.
love my content from 2008.
That's a good one, man. No, I mean, I guess like because like I said, I was daily for 6 years, so I would say like the day of the week, like welcome to Monday. It's Tuesday. It's like, and it would mess people up because they're when they watch the video, it's like fucking any day of the week, right?
Yeah.
So I would get those kids who are like, it's Sunday actually, and so like looking back, I'm like, this is evergreen content. It makes sense to like not say the day of the week, but like the early days, I would put the date in the title, right? Like the day 400, March 2nd, 2015. Like that would be like in the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for my thoughts, it was like, this is the day I recorded this, and it was a Monday. Like that was my thoughts. But like looking back now, I'm like, yeah, someone will watch this video. Or even like when I switched to like weekly and bi-weekly vlogs, I do a weekend and a weekday. I'd be like, what's up guys? It's Saturday, blah, blah. But the video went up on Wednesday. And they're like, everyone's like, it's Wednesday, Clint. Like I legit would get comments like that. And it's like, okay. So I catch myself today doing that. And I'm like, don't say the day of the week. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like it's the day you're watching this. I hope you're having a good one.
So you don't say the day of the week, but you say the date.
Well, I don't even do that anymore because I'm not like, because that was the other problem too. When I went to week, like I said, I would do like Monday through Friday would be a vlog, and then Saturday, Sunday, because weekends usually were more busy with the kids and sports and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, it's it's maybe a holiday or something, like MLK just happened, right? So that vlog's gonna come on Saturday, but like MLK Day was Monday. So it's like when I say that, they're gonna be like, this was a week ago, man. What the fuck? Like,
what have you been doing since?
Yeah. Like, I was daily. So what I shot today would go up tomorrow, right? And that was the cadence they were used to. So anytime I would like skip a day, or I would like move footage or save footage for another day. They're like, wait a minute, you cut your hair. What the, like that kind of stuff. Like, man, people pay attention to that stuff. They're watching. They're like on top of it. If you can't lie to them. You can't, try to trick them.
Okay, all right, yeah. So using the date, I don't know. There's something about, I always wonder if there's like, there's the YouTubers that are all like, "What's up, YouTube?" And they're like yelling, right? And I just ever wonder whether they're done recording that and they're like, ugh, like they just go, that one was good.
I actually have a quick story, real quick. So in my peak of my channel, I was getting a lot of sponsorships, right? Like companies were sending us stuff to do. A lot of it was family oriented with kids, my kids playing with stuff. And so we were doing a lot of sponsorships, and a lot of them required the kids, right? And my wife, even though I've been doing this for as long as we've been together, she's very much of an introvert. She doesn't tweet, she doesn't Instagram, those like top 9s for at the end of the year. She doesn't even have 9 photos to make one of those. Like she doesn't post. And when she vlogged for me, it was purely just like, hey, let me capture this moment because I'm not here, I'm at work, or I'm traveling, so I have to vlog for Clint, kind of thing.
Oh wow.
So when Oh God, I told that where I was going to go with that. It was going like two different tangents.
You got a lot of sponsorships you're talking about.
Yeah. So in the peak, I was doing a lot of sponsorships. So it was, the kids were required to be there. Like, hey guys, we're gonna play with this toy, or hey, we're gonna make this video. Like my daughter's more like me. She does YouTube, and she's definitely much like she could do sponsorships with me all the time. And she'd nail her lines like easy, right? We just sit there and do it like 3 times and we nail it. And my son's a little more like toys, whatever. But I remember there was this one day where. Well, 1 week we shot 3 promos. So every day they're after school, they get home from school, eat a snack, do their homework, and then we'd be working on a YouTube video. And my son's friend would come knock on the door and be like, "Hey, can you play?" And he's like, "No, I'm busy with my dad or whatever." The third day, the third video, probably Friday at this point, I remember him saying, "No, I can't play. I got to make a video for my dad." And I was like crushed because like at that point it was like the second or third time, and I was just like, "Oh, what am I doing, dude? Like, this is my job. This is my thing. Like, granted, my kid gets to play with cool toys and they're free and he gets to do what he wants. And this is how I pay the bills, but it kind of crushed me.
Sure.
And I remember after that moment, I would always ask the kids before I'd accept a deal that required, the kids to be involved. I'd be like, hey guys, what do you think about this? Would it be fun to play this? Would you want to do this? And then I would preemptively like, hey, this Friday, we're going to shoot this video. Don't forget, don't make any plans with your friends, so it kind of like scheduled it with them. And so then after that was like probably 2015, I think 2016. After that, I stopped taking too many like where the kids were the focus, and I again kind of shifted more towards myself. Like my wife and I would do ones that were for husband and wife, or mothers or wives, and that sort of thing. So I think that's something that may more hits what you're looking for. Like back in the day, it was like I took on every deal I could, and my kids were little enough, so it was like no big deal. But when my kid got to that age where it was a big deal, that's when it kind of hit me like, I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. And I think at this point, I don't think my kids have been in any sponsors for quite a while. We do a lot of traveling. When traveling was a thing, we would do like 1 or 2 big vacation ones. And of course they love that. They're like, "Oh, where are we going this year, Dad?" Like that was all cool and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't play, guys. I gotta go play with a free toy with my dad.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't play. We're going to Hawaii. Gotta make a video.
God, I hate my dad's job. Wish he was an engineer like your dad.
Stuff like engines.
Dad, why can't you be a mailman? This is bull.
Gosh. Get you a free collectible G.I. Joe. Oh, I hate G.I. Joes. What?
Oh.
No, I mean, not making fun of your kids or anything. Obviously, I mean, you just don't expect that. Like, I can totally see me doing that with my kids, not expect them to like not like it. Of course, they like it. Like, they're like you're helping your dad, or we're playing with toys, but they're like, I just want to go play.
Yep.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
I'm trying to think back, I would have been when I was a kid. I've been like, yeah, this is sick. I who knows? We're all old now. We don't remember what it was like.
And then, like I said, I think it's just because that 1 week, it was 3 in 1 week, right? Because it was like it was just a hot and heavy, like I gotta get these done kind of thing. And spread out a little bit, I think it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But again, it just hit me hearing him say that. He's like, "Yeah, I can't play. I gotta make a video with my dad, or make a video." I think he said for my dad. That's when I was like, "Oh, I'm such an asshole."
Oh man, can't wait for that to just crush my soul. My kid says something that just like, "Oh, my dad sucks."
I gotta moderate for my dad. Oh. I gotta sit and watch him play a fucking game. Like, man, Kappa.
My dad's playing Free from Tarkov. He's like 57. I don't know why he keeps streaming.
Yeah, now I'm thinking it's gonna be the worst when like my son's like friends are like, "Let's watch your dad play stream," and he's like, something else. Let's go to the bowling alley because those will so good. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Paul, guess what? Or wait, no, you don't have to do it. We have a new thing.
Trevor, guess what?
Yeah, guess what? We get to take our question from the audience. PM?
Yeah. Raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. I'm kidding. We already recorded it.
We already got one.
We already got one.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey, it's CSK Sample. Just calling, big fan. My question to you guys is, with 4K slowly becoming the mainstream quality of content, do you guys believe that Twitch will ever be at the point of streaming in 4K or having the ability to do that? Knowing Amazon does own them, they host a lot of servers. I wonder if they will ever make it a mainstream resolution as an option for viewers as well as content creators. because YouTube does it. So I'm wondering if you guys think that Twitch and Amazon will do it. Big fan. Love your podcast. Can't wait to hear you guys' answer. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome question.
Yeah. So yeah, perfect timing, bro. So I don't think we have a better guest to have an opinion on this.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Clintus, what do you think? Do you think 4K is going to go to Twitch eventually? I think it probably will.
So here's the dilemma with Twitch, and the reason why YouTube already has 4K and Twitch does not. Twitch has what's called Source. A lot of you guys probably watch it on a regular basis, and the Source is literally a stream from. I mean, obviously it goes through their servers, but you're watching the feed that's coming from the streamer. All of everything you watch on YouTube, even their 1080p, 60 frames per second, or 4K, whatever, has been encoded. Every bit of it. When I used to stream over there, you could stream at 20K bitrate if you wanted to, but it wouldn't matter because they still compress it and render it. And we did a lot of testing. My friends that were on YouTube gaming back in the day would look at Twitch and we'd do comparisons and data analysis and stuff like that. And like, why does this look so much better than this? And when I'm streaming at higher quality, it's because YouTube basically encodes everything. So that's why they're able to do 4K today, because they take your feed and then they compress it and do their thing so that you can watch the 4K stream. Granted, it's still 4K. It's still a nice big picture, but it's not nearly the quality of someone even running at 720p on Twitch, theoretically, because it's not compressed. That's one of the reasons why affiliates and non-affiliates are recommended to stream it like 3K or 2500K, because if you don't have transcoding on and someone's trying to watch you on a phone without Wi-Fi, they're just gonna get the spinny wheel of death or pixelates it, and it's just not gonna work. So in order for Twitch to do that, they would have to change their infrastructure and either do a 4K encoding like stream. It wouldn't be Source, because I mean, to pump out 4K at this kind of quality, you'd have to have everyone would have to have fiber to even watch that resolution. So they would have to do some kind of transcoding and give a 4K option, and then I don't know how that would work, because you wouldn't have Source. You'd lose your source. You'd have all these transcoded. It'd be like YouTube. So
okay, so it's just like structurally just not really needed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know people want it, especially people who watch Twitch like on, say, their TVs, or there's awesome monitors that are coming out now, 4K monitors and stuff like that. Like, I know people want it. I just don't think the infrastructure is there yet, because of the way Twitch does their stuff today with that Source feed, which is literally what you're sending to Twitch. At this point, even 1080p 60, we're capped at 8K, and that's like the bare minimum for stuff like Tarkov, when there's just like foliage and leaves. Like, the best PCs still get weird artifacting sometimes, because we're limited to Twitch's architecture.
Okay.
Very interesting. I had literally no idea that that's how it worked. I did not realize that there was encoding on YouTube and not any encoding. I didn't know that was what Source meant. That's super, super interesting. So realistically, probably not. Like, I don't know that. I mean, just because the caller mentioned that obviously Amazon owns Twitch doesn't mean necessarily that they have like a bunch of Amazon money. Like, there's always this.
Yeah.
Like, think of any company Microsoft has ever bought ever. It usually gets choked out and dies because Microsoft's like, I don't really feel like paying for this. So if Amazon doesn't feel like paying for it, which I don't know how profitable Twitch is, apparently it's not at all. I don't see them changing the infrastructure anytime soon. So probably even when 4K is going to be mainstream in a lot of different more prevalent, I don't think Twitch will actually. Based on what you said.
Very clear.
Yeah, there's a lot more that needs to happen before that. I mean, like I said, they could do a thing where they just flip a switch and be like, hey, if you're streaming at 4K, you lose Source, and we're going to transcode, because that's what they do today, right? If you stream at 1080, you get the 720, you get the 480, the 3, So I think if you were to stream at 4K, they would just have to transcode the whole thing and make it more bite size. But even then, they'd have to upgrade their bit rate so that the people who stream at 1080 or 900p can stream at a higher bit rate. And like you said with Amazon, like that's the kind of the preconceived notion that like, oh, they're owned by Amazon, or anytime they do anything with money, they're like, oh, Papa Bezos being greedy again. It's like, That is not how this works at all. Like they bought it and they're the umbrella, but Twitch is its own thing. And if Twitch fails, like Amazon will, cut ties and just like we see with other places.
Yeah.
But it's not a direct like a direct line that says here Amazon's just feeding them cash. It's like they have to be self-sufficient, much like how YouTube was when Google bought it 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I feel like when I think we have this notion, maybe because most people aren't like in business, that like when a company buys another company, they're like, it's going to breathe life into that little company, and they're just going to have the floodgates of cash open to them, and like anything you need, all these resources are yours. And it's like, no, it's like we'll make sure you don't like collapse, but you gotta figure it out on your own.
Yeah, they bought it to make the money.
Exactly. Where I'm not going to spend that much money. I already bought you. I don't want to spend more money to make you profitable. Like, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, and you're right. Everyone's just like, Big Daddy Bezos is going to help us out. I mean, could he solve world hunger in a day? Of course he could. But he's not going to give money to Twitch, to make sure everyone.
He obviously has 100 billion liquid ready to just go. It's totally not based on valuations of all of the stuff he owns, and he doesn't actually have anywhere near that much money in liquid cash. It's almost as if the amount of debt in the world actually couldn't be paid for by the amount of money in the world, because that's not how money works.
Contrast, though,
that's neither here nor there. We could get way into that, but we won't.
Sorry.
Instead, Paul's going to tell us about balls. Go, Paul. It's that time,
Trevor. Hell of a segue. Support for the May Contain Action podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the men's best option for below-the-waist grooming. Big news! Manscaped just released their new Cologne, or cologne for the layman scent, to help you feel good and smell good all over and at all times. Who knew smelling this good could feel this good too? Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs. I tell you, every now and then, I got some BO. Just living my life. just out there, just being BO. Use this cologne to stop that. It's not really how cologne works. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows Manscaped has the perfect package 3.0 for all your below-the-waist grooming needs, but they didn't stop there. Complete your grooming game with the new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. With the same signature scent that's in all Manscaped formulations, this cologne is a perfect complement to the collection. It's light, it's approachable, it's gentlemanly in all the right ways. Think of it as your wingman for the night to keep you fresh and ready for anything. Calming and inviting. The signature scent introduces a light citrus burst before settling into an anchoring notes of vetiver and woodsy masculine finish. That first word, vetiver, no idea what it means or even how to pronounce it. No idea. Could mean anything. Could mean cherries. I don't know. This 50 milliliter spray cologne is even hypoallergenic, cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and 100% vegan. This beautifully designed glass bottle makes a statement, and the manly scent is attractive to set the mood. Also, be sure to check out the Perfect Package 3.0 with all the essential accoutrements for your below-the-waist grooming needs, including the Lawnmower 3.0 and crop formulations. Get the scintillating sack you've always wanted. Yes, I'm talking about ball deodorant and toner to keep your testes your besties. And now you can use the Manscaped Refined Cologne to complete your set and smell great anytime, anywhere. It's time to feel sexy, gentlemen. Get 20% off your order and free shipping with code MCA at manscaped.com. Your balls and your body will thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Best ad read on the internet.
Scintillating was the word of the day, if anyone's wondering. And Paul decided to use that in this contest. Scintillating sack. Because,
There's tomorrow's stream title.
That is the best one. That is tomorrow's stream title. Guys, don't forget to sub to the YouTube channel where you will find the full episode, if that is the way that you consume this pod, make sure you sub there, and we'll have all the video, especially of my camera constantly breaking up, which is driving me insane. But again, hey, you can see the other two guys really, really clearly. And also follow the Twitch channel if you watch here live. Follows and subs, we really appreciate it. And if you plan to come back, don't forget to turn on the notifications so you never miss a live episode. We are now to our my favorite part of today's episode. I'm so excited to ask this question.
He told me about it before the pod.
So Clintus, you actually came in. I was telling them about it when you came in earlier.
Okay.
So I found something on your YouTube channel, and I think you owe Paul and I, as well as your listeners and any fans of yours that are unaware of this video, an explanation. It was posted on August 2nd, 2006, and the max resolution available is 240p. What the hell is Vampire Slayers, and why did that
Make sure you pull up the stream, Clintus. Make sure you pull up the stream. I want to play it.
Vampire Slayers, please?
I got it up. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
We're showing it. We're showing it on.
We were showing it on live on stream.
So
This is
this
the first
was
video on your YouTube.
Oh my!
yeah. So this is the first movie that I got hired to work on. So I was the editor of this. And this was the trailer, and yeah. This is pre HD, man. And so these guys here that you see, those are the two like writer directors. They're stuntmen. We're stuntmen.
You were. That was you right there.
Super long
No,
hair.
no, I'm not in this at all.
That wasn't you. Oh my God!
No.
Go back to 30, please.
That's
No.
not you.
No.
That looks exactly like you.
No.
Are you?
I'm not in it. Yeah.
Wait, I know it was a long time ago. Think way back. Are you sure it wasn't you?
Look at that guy. The guy in the
No.
grass.
Exactly like you.
Yeah, that's Corey. That's
No
Corey.
way.
Nope.
Oh, that's
Hey,
awesome.
The guy right there stabbing him. That guy stabbing that vampire, and this guy right here that's fighting. They're fighting in the grass right here.
Okay.
He's he is a rodeo clown, and who also was a American Gladiator. If you guys remember,
Oh no way!
like 12, 15 years ago, the reboot of American Gladiator,
Yeah.
he was Wolf.
No.
He had the long hair and and now he's a country singer or something. But
Wow.
man of many talents. But yeah, that was his thing. But yeah, this was like the first editing job that I had post college, and they shot all this before me, and then they sent me the tapes, and I was editing it. So I worked at Home Depot, and I'd come home and I'd feed my daughter baby bottle, and then I'd edit till like midnight, and then I'd feed her again, and then I'd go to bed, and that was like my schedule for many months.
This
Yeah.
is
Coming soon. So I was doing research and for the show, and for whatever reason maybe a Reddit someone's like, this is the first video, and I was like, this is the first, I gotta check it out. And it was a trailer for Vampire Slayer, and I never got to see it. Never saw it, not once.
DVD only.
DVD only. Oh man.
Yeah. And from there, I ended up shooting like we ended up shooting some more footage because we needed some more. Like they missed some things in there, and the crew had already like dispersed and started working on the project. So I ended up like recording a few things for them to finish the movie.
So that
but I ended up working with those. What's that?
So was you in the clip?
No, I shot it. I wasn't in it. I wasn't in the movie at all.
I wanted to be you so bad. All right.
Yeah. Then from there, we ended up making a couple other horror movies. These guys they were the guys that would go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video and like go down, not the exterior. The exterior was all the new releases, right? You went down the middle of the aisles. That was all the B films, right? All the ones you never heard of, straight to DVD. And these guys were like, we wanted to make those movies. We don't want to try to compete with the big studios. We just want to make the B films because there's an audience for that, right? The cheesy stuff you see on sci-fi now, like you know.
Oh yeah.
So that was the kind of stuff we were going for. The bloodier, the better. Like all the blood and guts, like show all the blood. And we made another one called The Legend of Crown King, where we actually drove up to Crown King here in Arizona, and we camped out for 7 days. And we shot that movie up there in the woods, and it was like another hacker slasher. And I'm in that one. I get stabbed in the chest, and we drive a car. My brother. And then my other brother gets slashed as well. So the whole
Your whole family's in it. Oh, that's awesome. We got to look that one up. You said
we're watching
Crown King.
Yeah, it's like the next video. Like all my early work before I was YouTubing, I was trying to make the movie stuff. That's all my early videos. That's what I created YouTube for originally, was like posting my movie trailers. There's music videos.
Put them. Okay.
Yeah, there's I made a country music video, a rap video.
Oh my goodness! I'm going to. I'm not going to sleep tonight. There's no way.
We're watching this trailer together, me and Trevor, and we're just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm assuming some of these people are vampires. Like everyone's fighting everyone. I can't tell who's who. Everyone's just like
that guy's being stabbed with a stake, but he looks like he's just a human. The guy stabbing him looks like a vampire. I'm very confused.
And you're like, yeah, he stabbed him with a knife. He used one of the vampires. I'm like, why would a vampire have to use a knife? It seems like a limitation.
That's your whole thing. Oh, God, it was great. I was so happy when I found it. That's great. Now that I know there's all kinds of other stuff, I'm gonna have a great time. Man.
Yeah. So that one has a copyrighted song on it. It's actually, I took the song from a movie trailer. It's actually literally from a movie trailer. I just took that song. I was like, I made that video to try and like match their movie trailer.
Okay.
And like the end of it, there's like a scream that's actually that's in the song. It's in the clip. And I try to sync it up with a girl like screaming. So like I was trying to like do that back then. And the other trailer I was really proud of because I like timed the music just right. Like that's my favorite thing to do. Even to this day, I love editing video to music. So I lay down a song and then I try to edit through that. One number one questions I get all the time is, what's your favorite vlog? What's your favorite vlog you've made? And it's hard to say because it's like, what's your favorite day? It's like, well, Tuesday of January, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a video, one of the last dirt bike videos I made, I put it to music, and it's one of my favorite videos that I made because in just recent years, because I did that. I put the music down first, and I put the dirt bike footage and kind of tried to sync it up a little bit, and pretty proud of that.
Wow. That's a favorite part, is syncing the edit to music.
Yeah, just like when the beat hits, like it cuts or something happens in the video, like, you know, imagine like as soon as the beat drops, Trevor hits a home run, right? And then the crowd goes wild, and it's like,
it's very fun.
I've only edited like a couple of my first videos are my edits. They're just like 3-minute, highlight videos of Fortnite. And I just realized now that you're saying that, I literally picked a song that I wanted and then like edited the video to the song. I did the exact same thing. I think it's just because I made music before. That's just like the way I thought creatively, where I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I put the full cam here with me just looking funny at the drop, right? Not. So that's weird. That's crazy that you do that too. That is fun. I love it. Part of it.
Thank you for breaking down Vampire Slayers. Out over a decade ago. Go check it out in your local Blockbuster chat.
Or Hollywood Video. That's when we had. We didn't have Blockbuster. We had Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video. Oh my gosh, Hollywood Video. Holy frick.
Those were the days.
Sidebar, Family Video is finally closing down, which I was like, they're still around? Incredible. Good for them. Neither here nor there. PM, we are ready for our game because I lost.
Yes. You frantically messaged us that you didn't have a game anymore.
What happens when you save your Go XLR? All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull up the camera stuff here. Give me a second.
Take your time. There's a whole new system this time for the podcast. So
I know, right?
But it's actually like really
nice. Whatever. It doesn't want to work. Okay. We'll just get into it.
All right, let's get into it.
We'll just get into it and screw it.
We
can deal with that.
Yeah.
Yes. So the game is true or false, because I needed to do something last second. So I have a list here of a lot of true or false questions. Okay. And we're just going to go through them. Good to go?
Easy enough. Let's get it.
What's the question? We don't know what they're about. There's no theme.
Nope. It's all random, quirky, sports, life, politics kind of questions. So
before we start this, I'm going to make a call to action here, guys. Viewers and listeners and anyone in between, if you have a type of game that you love to listen to and you think we should try, hit us up on Twitter. We would love to hear your
It's a great idea.
It's great. We
I like the initial one. The initial one you guys do?
The initials one, yeah. That takes a lot of prep. And but you know what? We're gonna start rotating that in again, I think. But anyway, let's move on.
All right.
There we go.
While I set this up, I will say the first one. It is Abraham Lincoln had no middle name. True or false?
That sounds very true. It sounds very true to me.
He's the man of truth. So I feel like truth is the right answer.
He did have one.
The answer is true. He did not have one.
His name is Abraham.
History, guys. Come on.
Middle name.
Alrighty.
Abraham.
Second, Germany drinks the most beers in the world per person. True or false?
False.
False.
False? Oh, it's
No
no
shot.
shot. On a second.
No shot.
I'm gonna say true.
Wow. You are over 2, Clintus. Jeez. It is false.
It's false?
It is
Yes!
false. Yes, it is.
Heck yeah. Of course it is. Now, what did it say what country is? I'm just curious.
The Czech Republic.
Oh, those checks.
Let's check.
The Czech Republic.
Checks. Interesting.
Okay, number 3. Ronald Reagan was a waiter during high school.
True.
True.
Sounds like a very...
It is false. He was a lifeguard.
Oh, obviously the lifeguard guys, all American boy.
Oh, obviously.
Probably had great abs. Reagan. Just washboard abs.
He was a popular kid for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. True or false? Nemo is a pufferfish.
False.
Oh, come on, dude.
False. I'm not even gonna answer that because I'm offended.
Look at this game prep. How dare you, PM? I'm kidding.
So what is it?
It's false.
Trevor?
He's a clownfish, dude. False.
Yeah, clownfish. Okay. Broccoli was once banned from the White House.
It's just weird enough to be true.
That's true, Sal.
True.
It's super true.
It is in fact true. In 1990, George H.W.
Of course.
That's a...
claimed broccoli would no longer be in the White House.
That's funny.
I really felt like it was going to be like in 1850.
Who's just like a couple years ago?
Yeah, last week.
It's like, what is this broccoli? Get it out of here!
I swear.
Alrighty.
No broccoli.
True or false? Pinocchio was the first animated full-color Walt Disney feature film.
False.
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 You guys are all saying false?
False, yep.
This is looking like he doesn't want to say false.
I'm trying to think what came first, Pinocchio or Cinderella, because
I think Pinocchio's first.
I think so too. Yeah. I'll go false.
It is false.
Of course.
The first one was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Ah, Snow White.
What color? Really?
I
I thought it came out in black and white and then turned to color. I swear I thought I saw a black and white version of it.
I actually Snow White's like several years older than the second one too.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's
No, I know Snow White was the first animated, but I didn't know it was the first in color. For some reason, I thought it came out in black and white and then originally was re-released in color. But I know Snow White is the first. I know that.
Where were you, Clintus, when that came out? Do you remember where you were? I don't remember.
Ball stack.
It's like, what's a weird place? What the hell? Oh,
an hour and a half before you brought it up again. That was good. Nice job, Paul.
Alrighty. Let's not drag this out any longer. Next one. In the Star Wars franchise movies, the voice of Yoda is played by the same person who did the voices of Miss Piggy, Grover, and Cookie Monster. True or false?
That feels so true.
false.
False, because I don't think all of those people are the same person. I think that's why it's false.
It is in fact true.
No way!
Wow, I
The voice
guess.
was performed by Frank Oz. That's the name.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah, I didn't realize he was the same voice for all. I thought it was a trick question. Like he was the voice of like Yoda and Miss Piggy, but not like Cookie Monster and Grover.
oh wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Alrighty. True or false? Before becoming the queen, Queen Elizabeth was a mechanic.
I've seen The Crown.
No, yeah, she was not. No, false.
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 It is in fact true.
What?
She was a mechanic.
PM.
That's what it says here. I'm not going to question this quiz.
Where'd you get the quiz? BuzzFeed?
No, from a scholarly article. It has .net on it, so I'm going to trust it.
Is it that?
And it's PDF.
Other than that, that's .edu. So
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
the .net.
Next one. True or false? In some states, it is illegal to eat specific foods while walking backwards.
That's true.
That's stupid enough to be true.
Okay. Paul.
That's true. Yeah, that sounds super true.
Bonus points if you can name any of the states that are involved in this.
Is one of them. Gotta be.
Florida.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yep.
All right, I'll read this out. You may not eat donuts and walk backwards in Ohio, Marion, Ohio specifically. You may not eat peanuts and walk backwards during a concert in Greene, New York.
What the?
And you may not walk backwards while eating a hamburger in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Ohio. Who'd have thought?
You telling me that we can't get universal health care, but they can pass bills where you can't eat peanuts and walk backwards?
Yes. Far less people are involved in that second part, Paul.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
Money on the line, you know what I mean?
Supreme Court didn't decide that? Shut your mouth.
True or false? The U.S. postage stamps only honor people who are dead.
False. Yeah, false.
True.
False.
False? It is in fact false.
Yeah. No
In
shot.
2011, that rule was overturned, so I guess up until then it was only that. So.
I did not think it. Okay. Did not know that.
True or false? The name of Batman's butler is Albert.
Shut your mouth, dude. Just move. Next question.
I just, you gotta throw easy ones in there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not throwing me a bone
True or
here.
false? Twinkies' original flavor was banana.
Oh my God, take it back. What are we doing?
Oh, that's disgusting. Please tell me no.
True.
No.
Be true with everything in my being.
I will throw up.
False.
What do you say, Paul? False for Clintus?
Yeah.
Paul?
False.
False. It is in fact true.
Oh, that's disgusting. I can't even imagine a banana flavor. That's
Delicious.
so
I want to try that now, actually.
oh my gosh. Why would you want to try that?
I love banana. I love banana.
Dude,
Sounds
bro,
horrible.
I had banana cake at my wedding.
Ooh, banana cake at your wedding? I'm so glad I wasn't invited.
I just had Chunky Monkey ice cream for the first time in like 10 years. I was like, I forgot how good this is. I love it.
Yeah. Yes. I actually don't even like eating bananas that often. I prefer berries. But banana cake, though. Banana cake.
for berries.
True or false? It's illegal in Georgia to eat fried chicken with a knife and a fork.
Oh, that sounds very true.
That,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it sounds, again, stupid.
False. That can be contrarian.
Contrary, nice. Good word.
Trevor, what's your answer?
False.
False. It is in fact true. You
Yep.
can only eat fried chicken with your bare hands.
Yeah, they're real uppity and shit over there about that. Yeah,
That's what I care about. Yeah.
They're serious.
Classic.
True or false? There's a city in Pennsylvania called Intercourse.
100% true. 100%.
It's called Intercourse Township. This is important.
I
They don't have towns. They have townships. I'll say true.
Okay. It is in fact true. Yes, there is. True or false? Elvis Presley had a twin brother.
False.
Yeah, false. He'd been like deified if he existed. False.
True.
False.
It is in fact true. What? His twin died at birth, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
Trick question.
I mean, also
Good one.
Eric, like Eric was his name. It's like some real lame name.
And what was the last one I just had? Okay, true or false? Last one here. Okay, so Trevor won. By the way, you won, but I guess we can play for second place technically. So all the kings in a standard deck of cards have a mustache. True or false?
True. Oh, well, it's a beard. Does it count? Is it specific? They have facial hair.
I think it's. I don't want to say yes or no. I don't know exactly.
Yes, true.
Say it one more time. The question one more time.
All the kings in a standard deck of cards have mustaches.
I never remember that. The white? No. No. False.
False. It is in fact false.
Yes.
The King of Hearts does not have a mustache.
Oh wow.
Everyone knows that. Just you fool.
Interesting. I cannot wait to find that out next time I'm playing cards. Be like, hey, did you guys know?
Look at this little guy. No mustache.
Apparently, my mom drew it on all the king hearts. I didn't know.
Yeah, she wanted to save you from the knowledge of like a mustache.
All my kings had mustaches, man. Like it was Magnum PI, Tom Selleck. You know, just
what a wonderful mother you had.
And that was your game.
Nice. Thank you, PI. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna get better at this. All right,
we're gonna get better. We've said that for 54 episodes. We're gonna get better. Next time, guys, it's really gonna be pulled together. Love it. All right, our kind of ending here, if you will, is kind of like a shout out section, which we really like. It's called Who You Been Watching Lately / Side Monitor. Who you got on the side monitor? So Clintus, you obviously have heard this before. So if you want to think about someone you want to give a shout out to, again, doesn't matter what platform, as long as they're out there making content, doing something. Mine is actually going to be Cole Cook. Good friend of mine, Cole Cook. So he is an awesome dude. He is a director and producer of essentially shoots like music videos and things like that and commercials and whatnot. He does that in LA, but he streams, and he's just the nicest guy. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, like Jordan Fisher's like the nicest guy, and he is, but Cole is like his match. Cole is the nicest dude. He's always upbeat. He's like never negative. He's just always having a good time. Cole Cook is an awesome dude. So you can check him out, obviously on Twitch, or you can check him out on Instagram or whatever. He is Cole Cook _ on Twitch. He is Cole _ Cook on everything else, Instagram and Twitter. COLECOOK. Awesome dude. He's also a retired COD pro, so he's really good at games. He plays Tarkov with myself and Trevor and Jen every now and then. Just a great dude. Director, photographer, COD pro. Awesome dude. So check out Cole. Good friend of mine and super upbeat. Very nice guy. This is my shout out. Trevor, who do you want to give your shout to today?
I'm going to give my shout out very specifically to a friend of the pod. Fairly, unanimous through the group that one of the favorite episodes that we've done, and also to listen to, and people tend to re-listen to this episode. That is Milton T. Pike 1. We all know why there's a 1 there. Great story. Go listen to the pod. I'm not going to give it away. Go re-listen to it again if you haven't listened to it. It's hilarious. But specifically, he is playing with me on the Marcel. Basically, I do work, Wildcat, and Smitty, and all those guys who do their YouTube crew. It has the Purge Minecraft server going 1 day of the week. All crime is legal, just like the Purge, the movie. But other than that, like, we have to have trials and stuff. So basically what Milton did was he proclaimed himself the judge. He's never played Minecraft. He proclaimed himself the judge, and his name is Schmeg the Sorcerer. So all hell, the guy got on, hell broke loose. He just held court for like hours, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. When this purge happens, though, he's going to be absolutely defenseless, as am I by proxy, because he is my teammate, as is Jordan, aka Legion LaQueen. Jordan Payton. Legion is a third member. None of us play Minecraft. It's awful. We've all died. We probably died 100 times combined, and the server's been live for 3 days. But Milton is just literally, it's what he lives to do. He makes up characters on the fly. It is he's one of the best storytellers ever. You should check him out, especially while he's live on the Purge server. I think he's been playing every day. Like, he has 2 streams. He does 2 different ones, and the night one has been the server. So tomorrow is our first Purge day. I have no idea what's going to happen. I think we're going to give him some items that he can shoot out of his hands, like there's lightning bolts. I don't know, but all I know is he's going to be yelling spells and acting like a sorcerer while everyone's fighting. So it's going to be great. It's hilarious. I was in tears laughing Well, I was in tears laughing watching Jordan try to figure out how to make stairs, and then I was also in tears laughing later when I got offline watching Milton just make stuff up on the fly. It is incredible. He's one of the most creative people on the fly I've ever seen. So check him out, Milton T. Pike 1. Don't forget the 1 at the end, or you will not be able to find him.
Friend of the pod, Milton T. Pike. Awesome selection. Clintus, who is on your side monitor, friend?
I have to say, I found Milton from your guys' 2020 recap podcast.
Nice.
And so it's on my list to go back and listen to the full episode, but he was in that recap twice. And I just remember laughing my ass off listening to him talk about Kiki and shooting his buddies in the butt with the steroid. It was hilarious.
It got real weird.
Oh my God. So, and yeah, I've been watching his RP like in GTA and Minecraft. He's great. So you get a great shout out there. I honestly, someone that I always try to have up, and I'm always trying to lurk is a good friend of mine. They're an LGBTQ streamer. They're always trying to, they're fostering an all-inclusive community. And they just recently got into Tarkov as well. Watching me play and watching me play a lot with you guys and stuff is Enviro, ENVIRO, and they're on Twitch like 5 nights a week, I think. They're starting to do YouTube content. So really trying to start doing the content creation full time. And their story is really unique because they were just a watcher, part of a community watching me play Destiny, and just became a really good member of the community, became one of my moderators, became a really good friend of mine. And everyone was like, you should stream, you should do this. And they had no desire to do it first, but they were like, I'll give it a try. And they started streaming from their PlayStation playing Destiny. And then little by little, the community, rallied around them, and they like basically crowdfunded like a PC, and so the community had like basically bought them a PC, and they started streaming from a PC and camera, and they've been like slowly upgrading their rig and their stream over the last couple of years to the point now where they're streaming 5-6 nights a week, 4 or 5 hours a night, and got themselves a nice little community. And so
awesome.
I like to bounce ideas off of them and get feedback, because they're usually lurking in my stream or active in my chat during the day while they're at work. And then I try to reciprocate and, hang out in their chat. And, we're a lot of the same as far as like we wear emotions on our sleeves, and, we're very empathetic to people. And so I've love watching their journey. And I use them as an example all the time when kids come to my chat going, hey, I want to be a streamer or YouTuber. What's your best advice? I have a video for it, but then I usually will tell that story about Enviro, how they came from being a part of my community. Yeah. And then when they went live for the first time, they didn't start at 0. They like their first stream, they had 20 viewers because they'd already made friends and connections, and everyone was like, you should stream. Oh, and so like, that's the whole networking piece that I think is just so crucial when trying to start content creation. Is you gotta make friends and build relationships.
Yes.
So Enviro is my twitch.tv/Enviro is my recommendation.
Super important. That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
It's cool when you have that happen, and it's very easy too. And I feel like we see a lot in Twitch culture to get like nervous about that, right? Like oh no, they're gonna steal my community, or they're gonna like siphon off or whatever. And it's so cool when you can just like let that nonsense go in self-absorption and just like celebrate someone who's doing well and support them, and that's fantastic, especially someone who just dedicated so much time to your own stream. Yeah, that you can kind of like feed into and help support as well. That's great, man. Enviro. Awesome. Let's check them out. Also, Clintus, before we go, do you have anything that you particularly are looking forward to? Anything you have coming up, whether it be like a special stream or any special merch or anything like that you want to give a shout out to?
Ooh, not really. Like I said, I kind of do a little bit of everything. I do the vlogs still on YouTube. I stream daily on Twitch. I have a podcast, but that's kind of the thing that kind of takes the back seat when other things take precedence. Like I was going to record it on Monday night, but my kids were like, "Hey, Dad, can you help us hang up our LED lights?" And so I was like, "Oh, no podcast, guys. Got to be a dad tonight. See ya." Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I honestly don't have any projects at the moment. I kind of waiting to see what 2021 is going to look like, because I really want to get back to the IRL streams and traveling, and
yes,
everything's kind of on hold right now for that. Because I actually had some ideas of like doing some sponsorships, like people could like pay for like a t-shirt and sponsor the stream as I walk around, and like they could advertise their, their business. I had some cool ideas I was kicking around on the IRL side that everything's just been put on hold because of like, what's going on right now in the world. So
yeah.
I just, like I said, Twitch is my main focus because I just love being live. It's the best way to communicate with people. And the reason why I started vlogging in the first place was to share my thoughts, my ideas, my experiences. And, that's again, one of the hard parts about the kids. They don't understand why my kids aren't in the vlogs more. Why can't they come say hi more? Because it's like, it's Clintus TV for a reason. It's always been about me and my life. And at that moment, I was hardcore dad because my kids were little. Now my kids are teenagers, and they wipe their own asses now. They don't need me. Like,
yeah, they've been doing that for months.
I wipe my own ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a kind of a similar theme to, we've asked that obviously to everyone. We want to give everyone a chance to like talk about things they're excited about coming up, and it is kind of a bummer. It's like, I mean, I had some ideas, but then COVID kind of ruined all of them. Where like I had something that I was looking forward to, but it's always good to keep that creative engine running, because we could be better in a month or 2 months or 5 months, and as long as you keep thinking of ideas, and I think you have a lot of good ones. Even just the sponsoring a IRL stream with like, put your business on my shirt, like that's a great idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah, those IRL modems that to get the good quality, you have to get like a service. Like I said, I use a unlimited IRL, unlimited IRL. That's what they're called. And it's expensive. It's a truly unlimited modem, and they get like special priority on the towers. So like I've walked around events like cons, for example, and people can't send a freaking Instagram pic, but I'm over here like streaming at 720p because I pay $400 a month for these modems. And so like I've tried to like offset that cost by saying, hey, I was like, the plan was, like I said, like sponsor the stream, you're sponsoring the modems kind of thing. So
exactly.
That's where a lot of my creative energy was, like at the end of 2019 going into 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, it's been mainly just trying to focus on what's working on Twitch. And again, Tarkov's been a godsend because I feel like the other games I was playing were kind of at a plateau for me and for the community, because I'm not a very creative person. You guys hit on this last episode with Callie. I love Callieverse. Shout out to Callieverse. I saw her. Like about not being creative. You feel like you're not creative enough. And again, that's me. Like, reason why I vlogged so much was because it was just like, this is my life. Let me just put the camera on what I'm doing and let me talk to the camera as I'm talking to you right now. And because I'm not creative, I don't write scripts. I went to school on the technical side to be an editor. So it's like, you're the director, you're the producer. You tell me what you want the movie to look like, and then I'll throw my little spin on it. Right.
Exactly.
When I do like talks and stuff at cons, I'm usually the moderator. So I have the other people on stage to feed off of and bounce off of. And podcasts, it's like, you said something, now I'm going to respond to you, and we're going to have this conversation. Like, that's kind of how I am. So I feel like that's why streaming works so well for me, because it's like I always have chat to talk to and like bounce stuff off of, versus if I was just a one-man show, I would have failed years ago.
It's true. Yeah, you kind of use chat as like the second person in the room to bounce ideas off of. So they are useful for that. Useful for almost nothing else, chat. I don't want you to get a big head. Completely useless. But for those things, occasionally, not bad. Not bad.
Every once in a while, you get up. Mostly, though, trash.
Mostly trash. Speaking of our listeners and chat, who we love very deeply, don't forget, guys, you do have 2 ways to get onto the pod if you would like to. It is the review of the week, and also the phone number, which we now have. The number for that is 503-908-9526. Text your question or call and leave a voicemail. We will read it on stream. Don't forget to speak legibly so that we can understand your super crazy name. Today's review of the week, however, comes from Kyle. This is from an Apple Podcast review. He said, every episode from Dr. Lupo to Jordan Fisher to Milton T. Pike 1 is extremely entertaining and hilarious. My favorite podcast. This gets right to the point. Thank you, PM. God, I'm so glad.
Oh, that's getting retired.
That is the first and last time we use the yay. It's one thing to add it in post. It's another to hear it live. Thank you for that review, Kyle. That is fantastic. We really appreciate it. And thank you to our caller as well. The voicemail was outstanding. Your name escapes me, but I do appreciate the question. It was super good. And Clintus was the perfect person to answer that, apparently. Guys, this is the May Contain Action podcast. You can listen on all major carriers of podcasts, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. Watch the VOD on YouTube. Leave 5 stars, leave a review, and we will read it on the podcast. Before we go, Clintus, please shout out all of your socials so people know where to find you.
I'm really easy. I am literally Clintus on everything except for Facebook. It's Clintus TV, but everything else is Clintus.
You are Clintus on everything?
Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat that I don't use, TikTok.
Holy frick, Caliverse, take notes. Goodness gracious, that's amazing. Look at that.
Again, gray hair. Been doing this a long time.
Outstanding.
What are you doing?
That's incredible. You guys, you can also obviously follow the podcast at May Contain Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now at May Contain Action on TikTok. Don't forget to follow the TikTok. We posted one today. It's of me. So go look at it.
There's a lot of good ideas. We got lots of good ideas, guys.
We got lots of ideas.
A lot of stuff on everything, actually. So just follow it. Not just like, hey, we're live. Hey, thank you for here's the episode. It's going to be a lot of other dumb stuff. You know, you guys like dumb stuff. It's the internet.
You guys love dumb stuff. We got a lot of that. Absolutely. Go check it out. I try to figure out how to put cologne on. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Clintus for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. You are a wealth of information, and we had a blast. So thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.